Thought here I would address something that might not be like entirely obvious in the design of the scalpel, which is this feature here. Now, part of the upgrade with the V3 is a raised shoulder, and that raised shoulder is just enough to make that first layer of paracord flush with the spine and the belly, right? It also acts as a place for me to apply a layer of glue, a super glue, right before putting the paracord down. So I'll put a little bit of glue here around, and that just keeps it firmly in place. Another thing that it does, so there's fingerprints all over the blade, is that it forces the shrink tube down and firm at the front, so it prevents moisture from going under and into the handle. Another thing that it does is that it, of course, raises. This one's mine. I've been abusing it and using it for eating and stuff a lot. So what it does, as you can see, is you get a raised section here, which is an indicator for your thumb that that's where the blade starts. So it's a little bit like a guard. It also looks good there. Once the wrap is done, I apply glue in here and all the way around the circumference. So there's actually a lot of gluing going on here at the front of the handle. What it does for the sheath, as you can see, there's the raised section there. It's also, well, it doesn't look raised there, but at least on one side. And that acts as your locking mechanism. And the locking mechanism of the sheath is a measure of the distance from the first eyelet to the mouth of the sheath. So when I pull it open, you see how it splits apart. And that's how the locking mechanism works. So really this, these few layers of string here is what makes the scalpel what it is, really. If you think about it, it allows everything to work really, really well. It takes, it takes a little over a minute to wrap around on each one, but it makes it look just a little bit better as well. It's the nature of handcrafted items, is that you have a lot of things that manufacturers don't really do. I mean, if you look at a lot of wrapped tsukamaki handles from the markets, say like the obake, they skip this section altogether. They just have the paracord go all the way down the handle, which is nice in some ways. It's very streamlined. It keeps everything streamlined, makes it very also simple to manufacture and make. But you are left with sort of a spot where you're not really entirely sure all the time where the handle starts and where the handle finishes. So there's a part of the handle that I thought I'd talk about in this video.